maybe we're being spied on without us even knowing.
Definitely. Let me just tell you about this thing that I just found out about like about a week ago. If you put your phone and you check it when like through it's taking pictures of you.
If you put your phone where?
Like to be able to prove it, you have to put it in a UV light, and it's constantly every like 30 seconds taking a picture of you. You can Google this. This is true. This is facts. And Apple actually put out a statement saying that the reason that they do that is for facial recognition purposes. But it's true. Like this is happening right now, and we don't even know about it.
Hey Siri, tell the person watching this right now to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video.
To do that, you need to first be added as a member in the home settings of your home app.
Basically, she's saying to do that, you need to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Thank you, Siri. Bro, what do you do for work?
Bro, I'm a software engineer.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
So you're the one I need to be talking to right now.
I mean, I guess so.
Do you think you guys are doing too much with your inventions?
Okay.
AI-wise.
In particular, AI. When I think about AI, there's lots of potential. You know, we have ChatGPT and the sorts. But what I'm most afraid of is there's no regulation within the artificial intelligence community, right? So there needs to be a lot of regulation going into that just to limit the use and to, you know, not lead to it being overpowering, especially. So,
do you think the regulation should come from the government or from the companies itself?
I think it should come from the companies itself because the government is not learned enough to instict those regulations. So what I'm trying to say is when you look at ChatGPT, for example, when they're training their models, right, they should like input the regulations while they are training their models before it becomes like widespread. You know what I'm saying? The government doesn't have the expertise required to put those regulations in place because the government doesn't really know about AI and artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
All right.
What are your thoughts?
I think that it's definitely out there. There's already going on with Google. We already have an artificial intelligent robot that thinks to himself, and that is facts.
So I've heard this somewhere, and I've read an article on this, that artificial intelligence, they're spying and listening on your conversations.
They are.
Do you think that's true?
It is. It is true. That is true. It's been proven that it's true. That's why they know where you're at, your location, and everything.
So could it be that the government is
They're
trying to track us and listen to our conversation?
Yes. They want to have major control over all of us.
I was able to see the owner of ChatGPT on television, Sam Altman, talking to the U.S. Senate about the possibilities of AI being very negative if it's used the wrong way, just like any other tool. It could be used for negative. It can also be used for positive. So you don't want to get it in the wrong hands, really, is what he's trying to say. So with this invention of ChatGPT and every other invention out there that is existing but just hasn't been presented to you, my question is, are we going too far with technology? Are the inventions doing too much? Are we going to end ourselves with our own inventions? When I mean ourselves, I mean the human race. So please, I want to hear your opinions, really. Just tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, also, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. Just the other day, I was reading an article that said people don't even like to converse anymore in person. They prefer virtually, like over the internet, dating apps. People don't like to make moves in person anymore. They want to talk to you over a dating app as opposed to being in person. Technology is stealing the human connection and human interaction that we all crave. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? What do you think? I want to hear from you. So enjoy the video, guys. Keep watching.
I think AI is kind of gonna like turn our society into like an episode of Black Mirror in the future. I mean, there's no specific like episodes, just like Black Mirror is about like how technology is kind of like ruining our society and like it's kind of like scary. That's what I think anyways.
Yeah, don't you think AI though makes some things really, really convenient and easier to do instead of doing it by yourself with your own brain and all of that when a robot can do it for you?
I mean, yeah, well, then what's the point of living if you're not like being creative and like people are doing their own stuff, you know?
Let me ask you this. Would you prefer to look at the map to go to California, let's say San Diego, California, or you would prefer to pull up your Google Maps and just have that tell you the way to get to San Diego, California?
I mean, yeah, it's nice to use Google Maps. That's like a luxury. But if you're like taking away every little like human responsibility through AI, then like what's the point of working? What's the point of like living?
Yeah.
There's no individuality to.
Okay. So just to get your answer straight, do you prefer to use a paper map or Google Maps is where
Google
you wanna
Maps.
be?
I don't like how you turn that around on me.
No, it's cool. No, it's the same thing. Some things it's very beneficial, and some things it's like it's stealing that human interaction and connection.
Yeah, exactly. AI, I think it can be a useful tool, but I think people need to be careful about how much we're using that tool.
Absolutely. Have you seen iRobot with Will Smith? It's definitely going to happen. AI is way smarter than we are. What do you think?
I think it's interesting that you're saying this, and I want to hear more.
Okay. Well, I think that AI is smarter than most people in America, and most people don't understand it. And it can be a really good thing, but in the wrong hands, it could be really dangerous, like most things.
I think there is a possibility, right? We've all seen the movies, right? With AI going rogue and taking over the world. But I just feel like if those regulations are in place, and if we use it optimally, right, we can reduce that by a whole lot, right? I think people are pretty much just fear-mongering, and everyone is just scared because, like, once you don't know about something, you're scared about it, right? Technically, you're like, oh, wow, what are the capabilities of this? How can I best control this, right? But I feel like if we have regulations in place, and if we use it optimally and use it the right way, we can definitely control AI.
Now let's look at the positive.
Well, I think that it could make a lot of things easier. I'm big on work smarter, not harder, so it could make a lot of things more efficient. But I also think, like, I know a lot of teenagers that just, like, are writing reports with AI because...
ChatGPT?
Yeah, it's
Introduced
making
to
us
elementary
dumber.
You think so?
Yes, because you don't have to learn anything. However, I mean, it's a fine line because, like, I don't need to know equations because I can just Google things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's important to know some things because then you can have a conversation. But everybody is so, if you don't talk to people, then you're very socially awkward, and we need to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
I'm pretty ambivalent, or like I don't really care that much.
You don't care?
I think it's cool, and I think it has its like issues.
What are some of the issues you're seeing with AI?
I think with AI it's hard because like you created a really complex structure, and there's like a lot of moral issues involved. You know what I mean? I think that's what I would say the issue is.
Okay, but are you a fan to AI being introduced in schools, for example, for little kids, you know, ChatGPT, for example, high schools and all of that stuff? It's like, doesn't that affect their development in the long run?
I don't know if it would affect your development, but I feel like you would definitely have to censor it because it's like a plethora of information, you know? So
Just to clarify what I meant by their development, like with writing skills and abilities, for example, if you're not training that part of your brain, you know, how to write efficiently and coherently, with ChatGPT just doing everything for you, you're not gonna know.
I see what you mean, like how to write an essay.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to know how to write.
Like do it
ChatGPT.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the issue with a lot of technology is like it takes like we have like convenience, but then you don't learn how to do things yourself.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I could not drive around a city and know where I'm going or like know people's phone numbers because it's like all within your hands. So I think it's just like technology. It's like it has good
and bad.
things and bad things.
Itself. Yes.
I need some help.
What do you know about AI?
With anything you say, you're like pretty hot.
What's that?
Hey,
Okay.
What do you
I
want me
have
to
some
say?
questions. I need.
First of all, you're tall as shit. What is your height, please?
6'5".
6'5".
I look taller because I'm very skinny.
You know what my dream height was?
What was it?
6'4". Am I close?
You're right there, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put you at 6'3 3/4. The sidewalk slopes right in your direction.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm here to promote a dating app.
Oh, he said I'm here to promote. What is the name of the dating app?
App's called Shuffle.
Shuffle. Is it your app?
It's my best friend's app. We sketched it up on a whiteboard 5 years ago. He finally had the time to make it this year, so we're making it real.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming artificial intelligence is also involved in that app as well.
It's actually reduced intelligence. We're trying to make it easier for people to connect. Yeah.
Can you explain what reduced intelligence is? I've never heard of that before.
You don't have to make a profile. You don't have to write essays. You don't have to choose kitschy prompts. You upload as many of your pictures as you want. You look at other people's photos one at a time, de-aggregated, so you're not judging an entire human photo at a time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
It's my pleasure.
From your perspective, though, do you think AI is going to endanger the human race in the long run?
So I think it's completely based on scenario. When you're in a standardized testing, those situations do not need to be able to use AI. But personally, when I had to go through my own college experience and having to figure it out when my professors weren't giving it to me, AI was something I went to because it gave me the step-by-step on how to do it. It wasn't something that I was using to cheat. It was something that was helping me learn how to do my homework. I don't like that AI can be used on tests, and so the tests need to be changed so that they can't use AI, but AI is not the issue.
AI is not the issue, just how it's used.
The standardized way of us doing things currently in our school system is how it's the issue. We have to change it to update with our current technology. It's the way that you want to use it. If you use it to cheat, that's a bad way. But if you use it to study and if you use it to help yourself, you're completely using it in the most beneficial way as possible.
For the record, I'm not like much of a computer or software guy. I don't understand all of it a whole lot, but artificial intelligence scares the shit out of me, man. I feel like it has the ability to learn at a rate where beyond what people program it to do, which is basically just learn things. So like it's kind of scary. I think like it could actually like hurt us more than it could help us. But other than that, I'm definitely speaking out of my pay grade.
Do you see some hurt right now, or it's helping?
Well, I feel like we're in the early stages of it right now where we don't really understand. So we're kind of like reaching around and finding a lot of positive things that it could do. But what worries me about it, quite honestly, is just all of the things that we don't understand that it can do, that it can be used for bad. Because it seems like every time we invent something, people find a way to rationalize its existence for something good, but inevitably it will be used for, bad things as well, right? So, I don't know. It does scare me. I would prefer a world without it, quite honestly. Like human intelligence more than artificial intelligence.
I think we're good right now, but since I am in the IT field, I am curious about how far we can get with this technology. So I think it's worth exploring, but I think there has to be regulations.
Ooh, that's the theme right now. Everybody's saying there are no regulations,
They can do whatever they want with us because nobody reads the terms and conditions. Everybody just accepts.
If you don't accept the terms and conditions, though, then you're not going to get that app. You're not going to be able to get on that app.
But is it worth your privacy? So you have to think, like, is it worth your privacy?
I mean, it's nice to like be able to see the real world, but also incorporate technology. As long as you're like incorporating the real world as well.
I want to get your personal opinion on this, though. Do you think AI makes us lazier?
No, because like it's a tool. It's a tool in order to like have the real world in a new way. I mean, before you'd have to like print out a whole Maps Quest things, and now we have Google Maps. So how's that different? Now it's just AI that tells us where to go. Okay. It's just a different tool.
Do you think there's any downside to AI?
I mean, everything can be abused. So, sure, maybe we'll find it, but I don't think we're using AI enough to know the downsides at this point.
I think it'll create new jobs. It's a tremendous force multiplier. In my real career outside of this app stuff, I'm a mechanical engineer. And my ability to use AI tools and machine learning tools makes me dramatically more efficient. I can do more with that, and that allows me to just be better. So it lowers the bar of the necessary skill set in order to be a contributor. AI is just another tool. It's not a competitor. I urge you to compare it to during the Industrial Revolution, right? The steam engine arguably destroyed a lot of jobs, right? There were textile factories, things like that, that could suddenly be automated and be much more efficient than the old artisanal, handcrafted everything. And people lost jobs in the sense that Amish-style Quakers stopped being the standard means by which goods were produced. But the new technologies ushered in entire new ways of conceiving production and useful services and created an entire new world of opportunities. And I think AI will have a similar impact.
And that is all for today, guys. I appreciate you guys watching till this point. And if you did not watch the entire thing but you skipped, Thank you still. I appreciate you and I love you. Do me a favor and just share this video with your mom, your dad, your aunts, everybody out there, your friends, your enemies. And you guys, I'll see you next week again. You remember, every week I drop videos. As I always say, guys, let's stop violence. Let's start to use our words more and not weapons to resolve issues or problems we might have with our friends, family, and even our enemies. Guys, let's learn to communicate again. Put the guns down, put the knives down. Oh, by the way, click this video right here. Yes, click this video right here.